In December 2013, in partnership with Disney, WestJet unveiled their Magic Plane, a Boeing 737-800 painted in this gorgeous special livery. Featuring Mickey Mouse as Sorcerer Mickey, it took a team of 26 people working 24 days straight to paint it. Tail 812, as it's also known, would become easily one of the most photographed planes in WestJet's entire fleet. Less than 2 years later in 2015, that was followed up by a second special Disney livery featuring characters from the movie Frozen on another 737-800. Since then, both planes have been beloved parts of the WestJet fleet, among passengers, crews, and aviation enthusiasts all across North America. Both liveries are just visually incredible, and it's safe to say that these will be remembered in history as some of the best special liveries to grace Canadian skies. In January this year, though, it was announced internally that both planes would be repainted into the standard WestJet livery, presumably due to the end of WestJet's contract with Disney. Although, unfortunate news, both planes lasted for quite a long time as far as special liveries go, with Mickey having been around for just over 10 years and about 8 years for Frozen. Now, these planes flew all throughout the WestJet network, and with them having somewhere in the range of 100 737s, getting to fly on either of these planes as a passenger was more down to luck than anything. Throughout all of that time, though, that had not yet happened for me. Frozen had already gone for repainting around the 3rd week of May, and Mickey would be the next plane to go after that in June. So, I decided it was time to roll the dice a bit and see if there was any way I could grab a flight on Mickey before it was too late. With not much notice, I figured out that it would be doing one short flight from Edmonton to Calgary a few days before it left for good. The risk there, of course, is that these planes can get tail swapped at pretty much any given time. If that did happen though, at least Edmonton was not going to be too far out of the way. Given all this, I decided it was a risk worth taking, so I grabbed a flight up there, spent a sleepless night in the terminal, and was up and at 'em for a 6:30 a.m. flight to go right back where I came from. Spoiler alert before we go any further though, the interior is unfortunately not any different from a normal 737, but it used to be. More on that later. It's been a while since I've properly flown out of Edmonton, and clearly there's a bunch of construction happening at the moment. I do like flying through here though. Security never takes very long, and it's always easy enough to get around. Interestingly, the airport has moved away from its previous branding of EIA for Edmonton International Airport and is now leaning more into its IATA code of YEG. After grabbing some breakfast and much needed caffeine, our gate for today would be 56. Fortunately, all of this would soon be worth it, seeing as our plane for this morning's short flight was indeed the Magic Plane, a 14-year-old Boeing 737-800 registered as Charlie Golf Whiskey Sierra Zulu. This plane was delivered to WestJet in February of 2010, and interestingly, it has never actually worn a normal WestJet livery. It was originally delivered in another special livery called Guarantee, a slogan the company used back then to highlight their quality of service. It was then repainted into the Magic Plane from November to December 2013 and has been in this livery since. That is, sadly, until now. Frozen has already emerged from the paint shop in normal WestJet livery, and Mickey should be heading down there right around the date that this video gets posted. Again, it is a real shame to see these amazing liveries disappear, but I was grateful that I would get to fly on Mickey at least once. Let's head back home. My seat for today is in 7F, in the last row of WestJet's extended comfort seats, which is another recent marketing thing. These are just the old preferred seats that had extra legroom, and row 7 has a comfortable 34 inches of pitch. Also here is this very solid view of the engine and leading edge of the wing. Obviously this is the only difference you'll actually see from the inside of the plane. Instead of the normal white engine and normal winglets, these match the rest of the livery. It almost looks more like a wing view you'd get on a Delta plane rather than a WestJet one. As for the rest of the seats, the extended comfort seats now have these teal antimacassars on them, I guess to differentiate them from other economy seats. Everything else is pretty much the same, and these headrests are still adjustable. I do like the little WestJet Delta in the corner though. Extended comfort also comes with priority boarding, as well as a free alcoholic beverage on flights longer than this. What I personally don't like about it is that it just raises the price of extra legroom seats for those who actually need it. But I digress. This wasn't a full flight, as you can imagine, and was mostly connecting passengers anyway, so boarding didn't take too long.
Board this morning, 42 minutes, plane cruise altitude at 21,000 feet. We are expecting mostly smooth flying conditions underway in Calgary, where they're currently reporting a temperature of 6 degrees, daytime high of 21. But you can sit back, relax, enjoy the flight.
With that, we pushed back and started up for departure off of runway 30.
welcome to WestJet Awards members and guests of our airline partners.
We quickly climbed away from Edmonton, crossing the QE2 as we headed southeast first before turning south towards Calgary. Like I said before, there's nothing else that's different on the inside, and you still get some storage, in-seat power, a tray table, and the usual safety card and air sickness bag. What is new is this year's Buy On Board menu, which is a nice trifold that's found at every seat. WestJet Connect was still available even on this short flight, with a moving map, Wi-Fi for purchase, and entertainment if needed. Despite the short flight time, the crew did come through the cabin, giving out cups of water to anyone that wanted one. It was a beautiful clear morning throughout central Alberta though, and I, for one, thoroughly enjoyed the views with that dark blue engine and winglet. Again, that is about the only difference visible from here, but that wasn't always the case. Back when these two liveries first came out, the cabins did have some special touches to them. Mickey had custom antimacassars on all of its headrests, however, Frozen's interior went even further. That cabin had special antimacassars too, but also had custom overhead bin decals all throughout the cabin, which changed with the seasons from front to back just like the exterior. Unfortunately, both custom interiors were later removed during a cabin reconfiguration, making them the same as every other 737-800 in the fleet. Still, I'm glad I took a chance on this, even if this was one of the shortest possible flights that WestJet does with the 737. It's one thing to catch this plane multiple times over the years, which I did also do, but to say you've flown on it is another thing entirely. I'd say this was absolutely worth it. All too soon, we were already descending into Calgary, and here's the arrival onto runway 35 right.
Welcome to Calgary, where the local time is 7:11 a.m. After taxi proceed to the gate. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and all carry-on baggage.
So that was WestJet's Magic Plane, and I guess also my way of saying goodbye to these two special liveries. They've both been around for so long that it feels weird to think that they just won't be a thing anymore. I think it is also sad to see both of these liveries go, because it's also the end of another chapter at the company. There are, well, some major differences between 2013 WestJet and 2024 WestJet, and I think, for me, these planes almost have a nostalgia element to them. I also can't help but think back to the time I caught them doing an air-to-air photo shoot with Frozen right when it was first unveiled back in 2015. I don't think that's something you'd see the company doing today. Mickey and Frozen will be missed, but at the same time, it was a real treat to have had them around for as long as they were. I do hope we see another special livery of this caliber from WestJet in the future, but in all honesty, I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. So long, Mickey and Frozen, and thank you for watching.